can't tell y'all? You tuning into the best morning show on the globe. It's Bradham and Emery in the morning, y'all. LeBron or Jordan, either one when I'm performing. Crossover, buzzer beater and I'm scoring. Bradham and Emery in the morning. Every play they on it. Every day I'm balling. Who's the coach? Who's the GOAT? Like Brady and Belichick, best show on the globe. And they embellish it. Y'all pin Ziffy, I'm Ken Griffey or maybe Mahomes. I stay in the zone, whether man to man or play in the zone. They can't stop me. Mayweather boxing, Curry with the shot, man. We just the best to be. Can we have our SB, please? This was meant to be. Every morning with Bradham and Emery.
Yes, sir. You know the vibes. Brad Emery in the morning. Marques Bradham, Justin Emery.
Yo, 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 yo. TGIF. TGIF.
Are you a TGIF kid? Are you young enough to?
Oh yeah.
Or old enough to remember TGIF?
Yeah.
That was, dude. That before the days of being able to go out and do something on your Fridays.
Yeah.
TGIF was where it was at.
I agree.
That was like
the one in the Willow Grove Mall, man.
Oh, you're talking about the restaurant.
Yeah.
Always come back to food. I'm talking about the TV lineup.
Oh yeah, I mean no, I know what you're saying, but I'm talking.
You're talking mozzarella sticks. I'm talking Full House.
Yeah. And well, so what was your preferred Friday night? So like I was always more of the cartoon Friday night lineup person.
So I like for me it was the ABC TGIF where you had the Family Matters, you had Full House, Boy Meets World, and then
Boy
you
Meets
had
World was big.
Big. Boy Meets World is one of my goats.
Yes, I agree.
That's one of my goats because like I always say like I grew up with Corey and Sean.
Yeah,
like Corey and Sean
sure,
was a guideline for me for getting through middle school and high school, and like I love that.
I believe everybody's first crush was Topanga.
I wasn't as big a Topanga man. I liked her. But, like, I had other crushes. Like, you know what I was into? Step by Step, Al. Remember Al in Step by Step?
No.
Christian Lakin? I'll pull up some pictures. I was her, and I'm telling you right now, Laura Winslow was a snack. Laura Winslow's underrated.
Okay.
Love me some Laura Winslow.
Fair enough.
But, like, yeah, like, so, yeah, I grew up with, like, Corey and Sean, and, like, all the things they went through in middle school, I happen to be going through like at the same time, so that show hit different for me.
Right.
And like that whole, like I was saying, like before like going out,
it didn't hurt that it was supposed to be filmed in Philadelphia.
In Philly, yeah,
too.
yeah.
So that was a huge plus.
Exactly, yeah, because we back in the '90s we didn't have a lot of Philadelphia representation nationally. So yeah, it was cool when Corey came in with the Phillies jersey on. But
there'd be like Phillies hats in the background of his bedroom.
Yeah, it was awesome. So, but like. That before going out and before, the idea of having plans Friday night, like, we can't go to the mall or whatever like that. Before that, it was like, yo, I'm staying home and watch TGIF. And like you talked about on Monday. Yo, did you guys see Family Matters? Oh, it's crazy when Carl. Like, that was the vibe. The first vibes was TGIF.
See, when we, like, my lineup was, it was like I said, it was mostly the cartoons.
Okay.
So I would hit like the Cartoon Network.
Okay.
So it would be what was the Friday night lineup? It ended with Courage the Cowardly Dog. I remember that.
Okay.
That would come on at 9:30. But I was never really the biggest fan of that. So like once it ended at like for me, once that came on, I was like, all right,
out.
I was out. I mean, like I'd watch it, like I've seen it.
Yeah.
But it was that show really wasn't on. It was what else was on there on Friday nights? Dexter's Lab, Ed, and Eddie. Like, that whole string. Because, like, and then for all the people that would miss it on Friday night, they'd replay it at, like, maybe, like, 4 in the afternoon on Mondays. So then if
you get it.
You could come in on Tuesdays and get in on the conversation.
Right, you're back in.
I mean, like, you missed it on Monday, so you sat there, by yourself. But on Tuesdays, you could come back in.
Yeah, now if you look at Friday nights, it's become, like, the worst night on television.
It's unwatchable.
There's nothing for... Like the younger like that used to be the younger generation's time. That was really the first night that we ever had that, this is our night of TV. This is for us. Like, and the whole marketing idea behind TGIF and, there was nothing else for us before that day. Like that was like our time to watch television, and it was like going into it was like, yo, I got the remote. This is for me, 8 to 10.
Yeah.
This is my time.
Now it's just like repeats.
Yeah.
The only thing that I really know that's new on Fridays is Shark Tank.
Yeah.
Because I know they do. I think 9 p.m. on Fridays is their new episodes.
I know they tried to relaunch TGIF like maybe 5 to 7 years ago, and it just didn't catch on.
Since I don't remember that, I'm going to assume it failed.
It did. It wasn't like it was. They tried to relaunch it, and it just didn't have because they had. Cause the thing is that we had like you had the catchphrase of TGIF and an acronym that everyone knows, but also you had iconic television shows to go along with that.
Right,
like,
right.
They moved, like, Full House started out, like, Tuesday night, and they moved it to Friday night. Family Matters 2, they moved it to Friday night. And then you had, like, Perfect Strangers. Growing Pains, towards the end of their run, ended up on Friday nights. But you had a lot of other shows like Hang with Mr. Cooper.
Oh, I love that show.
You had a lot of those, but they started out on different nights, and they were like, okay, well, let's put this on Friday. We think the kids will be into this. But, like, with this past run they tried in the past 10 years, it was nothing there.
You know, I'm hanging with Mr. Cooper. That was a great show.
It was.
Oh, I forgot about that. I'm glad you pulled that one out.
Yeah. So, like, that was definitely an iconic time. But you guys got a fact for me?
Yeah. So, January 29th. We'll go sports route first.
Okay.
1936. So what would that be? 75 years ago?
Yeah.
Yeah. The first baseball Hall of Fame class.
The first baseball
Hall of Fame.
Do you have any names for me?
Ty Cobb, Babe Ruth. There was only 4 guys. I know those were there are 2 of the 4.
Strong.
I don't remember the other 2, but really after you've come in after Ty Cobb and Babe Ruth, you're going to be a little forgettable.
Yeah, true.
I want to say, I don't remember. I don't want to misquote it, but I remember those 2 were on the list.
Yeah.
And then 1977, so just before you were born.
Okay.
No, slightly
3 years.
Yeah, 3 years. Major TV premiere of this show. Major show.
Okay.
Roots hit the scene.
Wow, Roots.
So what would that be?
Alex Haley's Roots.
43 years?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you believe they put that on national television?
No.
I mean, that was aggressive for national television. Like that had like.
I mean, I can. I mean, nothing surprises me, so I'm like, yeah, whatever.
Back then, I mean, it was strong.
I mean, back then it was
Yeah.
Didn't expect it, but 1977 today.
John Amos, the dad from Good Times, played older Kunta Kinte. You had LeVar Burton from Reading Rainbow, played young Kunta Kinte. I remember like my parents talking about it. I remember like I'm pretty sure they showed it again after it debuted. I kind of remember being like little and seeing kind of stuff like that, like seeing some clips of it. But yeah, that was a moment. That was definitely a moment.
Yeah, 44 years.
Yeah,
44 years.
So 76?
77.
Oh, 77 still. Okay.
Yeah.
So 21. Yeah.
Yeah. So 40. Yeah.
Wow.
44 years.
Can we just put Barry Bonds in the Hall of Fame, please?
I'm okay with that.
You said the Hall of Fame. And
can we put them all? Can we put all of them? Like Roger Clemens?
Yeah. Can we just be done with this? Like, I want to stay for Barry Bonds for 1 second because, like, before Barry Bonds took steroids, okay, before we got Coconut Barry, before that happened, he was the best baseball player I personally have ever seen. Before that even happened. And let's also, I think another frame of reference too that's very important is that Barry Bonds said himself that he did not start taking steroids till the attention that Sammy Sosa and Mark McGwire got in '98 during their home run year and how praised they were. And he was like, I'm the best player in baseball and nobody cares. So then he introduced Coconut Barry. And then what happens? I mean, he starts hitting home runs all over the place, gets up to 70 home runs. But it's just, at this point now, like I said the other day, it's just time. Like, we can't hold these guys accountable for the steroid era because baseball didn't hold themselves accountable for the steroid era. So if you weren't accountable for the steroid era, how are you holding these guys accountable?
Yeah. I mean, when he hit that 70th home run, I remember filming that on my phone off of the TV.
Yeah.
I had a flip phone.
Yeah.
And I filmed it off because I was like, and you can hear me say, "Oh, this might be history." and it just lifts off, and you just know.
And the thing too about Barry Bonds that was so remarkable is that he would see like one pitch per game.
Yeah.
That's how crazy it was. Like this man got walked with the bases loaded.
Yes.
Loaded walk. He would see
intentional walk.
He would see one pitch per game. One. And it was usually maybe later in the game. And he wouldn't miss that pitch. He wouldn't miss it.
So I might be I know I'm not the only one. I might be the only one at this table that thinks this, but I don't care about steroids.
You're not the only one at the table that thinks this. I actually have said this before.
Okay.
Yeah,
I don't care.
I honestly, I feel like with all the information that we know about steroids and all the information we have, I look at it like smoking. If you want to do that to your body and ruin your life and have these long-term effects, that's on you. I don't care. It doesn't affect my life.
Yeah, I don't care.
The thing is, too,
maybe not in football because those
right.
Could you imagine like Vontaze Burfict on steroids?
No. I don't want to see a Vontaze Burfict word rage. That's the last thing anyone needs. But as far as baseball is concerned, I've never really cared.
Yeah, I don't care.
I've never cared because the thing is, too, another thing Barry Bonds said is that
he took it for recovery for injuries.
And he also said, I felt like I had to because
everybody else was.
Exactly. So the report that came out with all those big names, how many names? Was it, I forget the name of the report.
Mitchell? No,
it wasn't Mitchell. I forget the name of the report. But
I know there was a Mitchell report. I just don't remember what it was.
Yeah, I can't. The only thing that's popping in my head right now is a Star report from Bill Clinton and Mount Lewinsky, but I know that's not it. That's a whole different type of report. Yo,
this conversation.
Wait a minute. I just had a memory. I remember back when you were in sophomore, junior year, you're just horny all the time, and you just go on. The Star report was the origins of porn. Literally, I remember being.
It was the Mitchell report.
It was the Mitchell report.
It was the Mitchell report.
So being 15, 16 in the cafeteria. I'm sorry, not cafeteria. The library in school, you had those machines that you put newspaper articles on, and the early days of the internet, and the Star report on the internet, but it was basically porn.
What were you
sitting there reading, you're sitting there just looking at it. You'd be like, "This is wild." The president's in Oval also is getting weird. This is incredible.
I was 7 when that happened, so I definitely wasn't.
Yeah, you probably wanted to start, but
I was worried about if I was still going to be able to trade Pokemon cards.
You need to read the Star report now because you'd be like, the president was doing what? But anyway.
See, but the thing is, I can't because after the last past president, nothing's going to surprise me now.
That's true. Who knows what that Oval Office was happening there? These fumigations.
I heard they did a deep cleansing of the White House after he left.
Deep cleansing, and also they removed. Did you know he had a
button for Diet
Coke? Yeah, Joe Biden's get that out of here. He probably signed an executive order for that too.
Yeah.
But anyway, so you had the guys on the list that were pretty the names everyone knew. But you had relief pitchers taking this stuff.
Oh yeah. You had guys that were
everyone was taking it.
Fourth starters.
Yeah.
Fifth starters in the rotation. The end of the bench guys.
Right.
The fourth outfielders.
Right. So I feel that era, it was an even playing field when it came to steroids anyway. And if you look at Barry Bonds, he stood out because he was already so great anyway. So him taking steroids, you created a super shredder. That's what he was. But he was so elite because he already was elite. He was the best player in the league. You give the best player in the league steroids, what do you think is going to happen? Of course he's going to be insane. So I know it's definitely a controversial take, but I've never cared at all about steroids. I don't care.
I don't care either.
It doesn't affect my life.
Let him in. I don't care.
Do all the steroids you want, bro. If that's what you want to do, you know the effects. You know what's going to happen to you probably later in life.
Mm-hmm. Doesn't matter to me.
Yeah, so that doesn't affect me. And honestly, it was a fun product. I liked seeing these guys with huge heads hit 500 feet home runs.
I liked seeing guys resemble their bobbleheads.
Right. I had no problem with it. I mean, I was more annoyed with the denial of the stuff. You trying to tell me, you've gained 35 pounds of muscle in 2 months, but you're not on steroids.
Yeah, it don't make any sense.
Don't make it silly.
Yo, I wanna real quick.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard you had an experience yesterday.
I had a religious experience yesterday.
So
with a certain hoagie.
So You decided to dive into the Pickle Witch.
Yes, I did.
How was it?
It was everything I hope was. And actually, Amber brought up a great point that I know I brought up in the air the other day, is that the Pickle Witch is not only delicious, but it's healthy.
See,
it's a healthy option. Like it's like if you're on like Atkins or
if you don't want to eat carbs.
Right, you're doing a high protein diet, it's a great cuz pickles have like no calories.
No, they're cucumber.
Right. Right. So they have like no calories. So like you're actually eating healthier eating those things.
I agree, and I just didn't want to bring that up because I'm also the person who after this show is thinking about going to eat a 9-patty burger. So
what? Where are you doing that?
Way back.
Oh, way back. Where's there? Wait, we used to have one right here. Where do you have yours?
The closest one is not far from Doylestown.
Going towards Doylestown?
Yes.
Where?
I don't know. I looked it up yesterday. I just have an address.
I was really upset because we used to have one.
Actually, hold on. I can pull the address up right here.
When I first moved here, we had one right here, like literally 2 minutes from the house.
Yup.
And I used to go there a lot because way back they have really good burgers. I like the fact because I'm a meat man. We talked about this. I'm a meat man. So if I could make an apartment building of meat on bread, I'm gonna do that.
Yeah.
So, but like
Chalfont. There's 2 of them in Chalfont.
Chalfont. Okay, so that's actually close. Yeah, you can go shoot right down 202.
Right, yeah, it's not far at all.
Yeah, that's nice. I like that. But
so like I say that because
I hear you.
You know, if I'm the person that's going to go be eating a 9-patty bacon cheeseburger, I don't think anybody's going to come to me for health advice.
I totally get it. But like it is.
I agree.
But like it was really really good.
What'd you get?
I followed I did the Cajun turkey with the pepper jack.
Yeah.
I did that whole thing. It was delicious. And then so here's what I did. I wanted to try the pickle witch. So I was like, I'll split this with Amber, and then we'll get our own sandwiches for later. So it was like we picked it up around 3-ish. So when I got home, we tried pickle witch. That was delicious. But the main event, I had around 8, and it was the actual hoagie.
Okay,
bro.
What'd you get?
I did the Cajun roast beef.
Ooh.
Pepper jack.
Oh.
Lettuce.
Oh.
Raw onions, pickles, the whole shebang.
Yeah.
First of all, let's talk about the bun. First of all, you wanna get me in the groove right away. You give me a hoagie roll with a seeded bun, the long roll, like the Primo style roll.
Yeah.
The seeded bun. I'm all the way in. That's how I feel a hoagie should be presented.
Yeah. It should. Absolutely
I love that roll.
There's only one place that I will take their roll that's an unseeded bun, and that is Steak and Hoagie.
Yeah, they have solid rolls.
Their roll is good enough without the seeds.
Silvio's Deli right here near us is another place that have great rolls that's not seeded, but I agree.
Yeah, Steak and Hoagie, their rolls are good enough that it's okay not seeded.
Yeah, so the roll right away has my attention, and then I was like, let me see what they're working with, just organically. I'm not going to double meat anything. Because usually that's my go-to. Usually wherever I go, I double meat because people are stingy with the meats. I don't like that.
It's very stingy with
meats. But this place, no. They meated me up perfectly. The cheese was evenly distributed. Everything looked. I love when it's nice and like compacted.
It comes out of the wrapper picturesque.
Yeah, I call it the sandwich within the sandwich. See, like when you make a sandwich at home. The cheese goes on first.
Yes.
Then you meat it.
Yes.
Then you cheese it again.
Yes.
And then you put your toppings on top of that to hold everything down. Like, I like to do it where it's like stacked as a sandwich within the sandwich.
Okay.
That's how it should look, right? And it was perfect. When I looked at it, everything was just the U shape. You know, the cheese had the U shape, the meat had the U shape. Everything looked perfect.
They do it right.
So you take the bites, right? And everything was evenly distributed along my bites. There was never a bite I did not have all the ingredients all the way throughout. I give it a 10 out of 10.
I agree.
And let me get to the best part. So here's my order, okay? Do the picklewich.
Okay.
Sandwich for me.
Okay.
Sandwich for Amber.
Okay.
Sandwich for Zave.
Okay.
Not for Ness. She's weird. She's in hoagies. She went to McDonald's. Weirdo.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
So that's four
four
sandwiches.
sandwiches. Okay. Not done. 2 huge bags of chips.
Okay.
Barbecue, regular. $43. I thought that was gonna be a 70 spot easy. I was like, this is gonna be a 70 spot.
Is that a good price?
I don't
price. I don't know if like.
Are you kidding me? 4 sandwiches.
I really only ever have to like buy food for one, 2 people.
Listen,
so
4 sandwiches.
Okay.
2 huge bags of chips. Oh, and a soda.
Okay.
$43. You can't beat that. You can't beat that with a stick.
You
just can't.
Nobody can see it, but your
If
eyes
you
got
can-
so big
yeah.
when you started describing that.
Listen, if you can feed your family on $43, you've done something right that day. That's a hard thing to do, especially eating out. Listen, if you take a family of 4 to a restaurant, $80 at least. $80. That's the minimum you're going to spend probably.
All right.
So we cut that in half and got like decent sized things. But I knew right away when I pulled up this establishment.
Oh yeah.
When
you
pulled
called
up,
me. You said, all right. I'm pulling down the street. Where is it? I was like, listen, it's on the right, and it's red.
Yeah.
Find somewhere to park.
When I saw the way it looked, I knew right away I was in for a treat.
Yeah.
Like you can just tell sometimes when you pull up places what it's gonna be. What's gonna be. Like I was like, oh yeah, this is gonna be some good eats.
I mean, it's the spot when you have to order through the window.
Yeah. Everything was done right, and so like I will be back there a lot. Like that's because now it's awesome food, and you're telling me it's cheap too. I'm in. Like I'm all the way. I'm so happy you recommended it to me.
Oh yeah.
And it's like, and honestly, like from the house,
we gotta give shout out to Kevin Brogan, the guy K-Bro on Twitter, who made the recommendation.
K-Bro, good looking bro.
He's the one that was like, yo, because I'd put it out. He mentioned he lived in the area, so I said to him, how is it?
Yeah.
He gave me the full breakdown. He gave me the kind of analysis that you desperately need to evaluate a place like this.
When someone recommends food to me,
well, here, I'll pull up exactly what he recommended.
When someone recommends food, I need you to break it down like John Gruden on the quarterback bus.
Yeah.
I want to know. I don't want to know we're doing the split wide banana. I need the full breakdown. I want you to be as descriptive as possible.
I didn't realize so many people at me on such a basis. I'm scrolling down. I was like, I don't remember it being this far down. And I realized a lot of people that at me never get a response.
You're like Drake. That bar from Drake.
Whew. All right, here it is. They make hefty sandwiches. The meats and cheese are all high quality. I haven't talked to anyone that doesn't like any of their sides. I'm pretty sure my wife would kill me for their Mac Daddy macaroni salad. Very good.
Ooh, I'm gonna have to, because Amber's into the macaroni salads and all that stuff. I'm gonna have to do that next time. But that's
the kind of breakdown that I want.
Right, but here's the cheat code, right? So the place is not just a sandwich shop; it's a deli.
Yes.
So the fact you got that, it's like it gives you know what, people out there. Here's what it is. It's basically like we found a New York deli in our backyard.
Yes.
We have a New York deli in Jenkins, because if you go to New York City, like the Hello Deli.
Yeah, every sandwich shop is also a deli.
It's amazing. Yeah, and that's why their food's so good, especially their cold cut sandwiches and like all that stuff, because all of it's fresh ingredients. So we've got that here. It's in Jenkintown. Yeah. And I'm sure we'll be talking about this place a lot more, and I know you guys out here, like, your tongue's out licking your face and you're wondering what the name is. Yeah, just hold on. We'll get there.
Yeah, we'll get there.
But yeah, we're gonna take a break, and when we come back, we hit on this a little bit yesterday, but we need to dive into Deshaun Watson, because
I want to.
We need to do a deep dive into Deshaun.
I also, before we go to the break, I want to pose a hypothetical to you and get your answer on the other side.
All right.
Would you flip the number 1 pick if you're Jacksonville for Deshaun Watson? Despite the fact it's intra-division.
Brian in the morning, Marques Brown, Justin Emery. We'll be right back. Hi, I'm Marcus Bradham. I'm here to talk to you today about Uncle Mike's Homemade Ice Cream. USA Today selected Uncle Mike's as the best ice cream parlor in Pennsylvania. Uncle Mike's is a family-owned and dedicated to the production of premium quality gourmet ice cream and sorbet. Made fresh daily on the premises using the highest quality ingredients available, Uncle Mike features over 30 unique delicious flavors offered in scoops, sundaes, shakes, and special order ice cream cakes and pies. Uncle Mike's homemade ice cream is located at 537 York Road in Warminster. Is open all year round, serving you happiness one scoop at a time. Hi, I'd like to talk to you guys today about my friends at Amy's Pizza. Amy's has a plethora of pizza for your munching pleasure, specialty pizzas such as Hawaiian, margarita, taco, and plenty more. If it's sandwiches you're into, they've got those too. Cheesesteaks, burgers, hoagies, even gyros. Amy's offers pickup and takeout options, but they are also available on Grubhub. Amy's is located at 332 York Road in the heart of Hatboro. Call them at 215-957-1000. Again, that's 215-957-1000.
Bradham and Emery in the morning.
Welcome back. Bradham and Emery. Marcus and Bradham.
Yeah, that was funny when I did that.
Yo, let me say, I gotta say this. I've watched that clip from yesterday of you talking about me dancing.
Oh yeah,
maybe 45 times.
That was funny,
and
wasn't
I
it?
belly laugh every time I watch. Every time I listen to it.
The thing is, when we eventually have the B&E After Dark,
yeah,
like the live events,
yeah,
people will be able to see it firsthand.
Mm-hmm.
People will be able to see it firsthand.
Yeah,
because
someone's gonna come on and be like,
because you can tell that this was not a one-time thing. You
no,
can tell,
this is who
you
I
can
am.
tell that this comes out.
Yeah, anybody who knows
Sometimes.
anything about me, that story is so on brand for me. That's what I do. Like that's who I am. Like I'll hear it, I'm like I need to go handle this.
Like it doesn't matter what was going on. We were breaking down. I think we were breaking down the playoffs because wasn't it like the
it was the Eagles had just like that weekend was it was an awesome weekend.
That week was going into the double doink.
Yep, going to double doink. So we were at that small.
We were at Sliders.
We watched the Eagles Redskins game and all the things that need to happen to make the playoffs happen. So we're celebrating, we're happy, and then it gets a little weird.
Okay.
So listen, we need to get into this Deshaun Watson thing because now it's official.
Yeah,
apparently he asked for a trade like months ago.
Oh yeah, apparently
now,
it happened like right after the regular season.
Yeah, but now it's become official that he's like, yo, I don't want to be here. Manager, I'm not gonna be here.
I'm gonna go be here.
So we need to deep dive into this because listen, we got a situation over here, and here's what I'm proposed to you.
Let me paint the picture.
Oh, wait, hold on a second. You asked me a question outside of break.
I did.
Yeah.
I did. Well, let me paint the picture real quick.
Okay.
You have a 25-year-old quarterback who's on his second contract, so you have him locked up long term.
Yes.
And by long term, I mean 5+ years.
Yes.
Now, he is above. I pump the brakes personally. I pump the brakes on elite with Deshaun Watson. He's a above average Pro Bowl quarterback. I pump the brakes on elite. But as I said, he's only 25 years old, and he's under his second contract. Now, he's had some major injuries in his career, but we are flirting with uncharted territory with a 25-year-old second contract quarterback who could hit the market. Well,
I don't give anyone the words elite when they haven't really won the playoffs.
No. I mean,
he has elite talent, and he's a guy that could definitely be in that conversation if he gets around the right people and wins some. But like
after the this past year, not the Chiefs Super Bowl, after the Patriots Super Bowl that they had won the year before, I had said that, in my opinion, obviously Mahomes was leading the class, and I said the young quarterbacks. I didn't, not talking Breeze, Roger, all the young quarterbacks who could sit at the table with Mahomes. There was only two people who had invites to the table, and they were Carson Wentz and they were Deshaun Watson.
Yes.
Now, being an Eagles fan, I always had been slightly in the favor of Wentz. Now, I still think Wentz can be better than Deshaun Watson. Obviously, this past year doesn't do very much for my argument.
Right.
But I still stand by that. So he is, like I said, he can sit at the table with those guys, deservedly so. But I wouldn't necessarily personally put him above them.
No, and I agree 1,000% with that assessment. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Like I was saying, we have a situation over here where we have an unhappy quarterback, and I have to assume you're unhappy because you're not talking except to promote,
your restaurant.
Yeah, and McLeod, Rodney McLeod, and how great he's doing in the community, which is great. But
we're talking about Wentz. I thought we were back on Deshaun.
No, the
Wentz.
The first thing I hear from you is that's not what I want to hear from you.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to assume you're unhappy because you're not saying anything. So I'm just going to assume you're unhappy. Now, here's where it gets really interesting. Well, normally in a situation like this,
let me stop. So just a quick yes or no to the proposal.
Oh, okay.
Just a quick yes or no, real quick.
If I'm Jacksonville, yes. I'm doing it.
You're willing to move off of Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah.
One Clemson quarterback for another.
Right.
Willing to make that.
And the reason why I say yes real quick because I'm for a guaranteed thing as opposed to a probably thing.
I mean, I would say Trevor. I mean, there's no such thing as a guarantee. I get that until you're in the league.
Right.
But I feel like Trevor Lawrence is as close to a guaranteed prospect as you will find.
Like you said, if he goes to Houston,
well, there's no guarantee.
Who
You got to rely. If you're Jacksonville, what would you rather have? Would you rather have a proof? Now, the big thing is that this is in the same division, so you will see this guy twice a year.
Yes.
Maybe even 3 times if it comes down to the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Do you trade the number 1 overall pick to your division rival for their star quarterback?
Yeah, because Houston's a mess. So I don't foresee even if they get the right guy, it's going to be the wrong place because they don't know what they're doing.
Yo, could you imagine Trevor Lawrence replacing Deshaun Watson twice?
So this is where it gets really interesting because normally speaking, I would say it's no way in the world this could happen because you're not going to get Deshaun Watson for cheap. However, Houston's really stupid.
They are.
They're idiots. And like the fact that you're dealing with idiots.
And the number 1 overall pick. Like, we're not talking about the number 4, the number 5. The number 1 pick, and you have potential transcendent talent hanging out at the top of the draft.
So let me ask you this question. Would you? Carson and the 6 for Deshaun Watson?
No. Me personally, no.
What's your hang up?
I think that with the right coaching, Wentz and Watson are interchangeable, and you already have Wentz, so why would you also give up the 6th pick?
Because I'm speaking of the fact that listen, all this stuff that's happened this month with Wentz, if all of this stuff is true, and you're looking at the idea of they're saying, listen, this is going to be a competition going forward. Like, you don't have the job, you need to compete. I don't know that I trust Carson Wentz enough to be a dog and be wanting to compete and actually, having the confidence to compete and win the job. So like if I can get out of this now and I can say, all right, you go over there and figure yourself out, and I get, like you said, an interchangeable piece where a guy who is just as good and actually had a way better year last year, why not? If I can get out of this, and now I got a franchise quarterback who's reliable, who's has elite talent.
Because the number 6 overall pick is what it is. Like, if it was the 15th pick, fine, not a top 10 pick.
What about Carson in a 2?
Okay.
Because you might be able to do Carson a 2 and a 4, something like that.
Like, I'm not giving up Wentz and the 6th because that 6th pick needs to be help for the quarterback.
I don't know if we brought this up on air. Forgive us if we did, but there was a ridiculous story out here, or a ridiculous idea of Carson, Miles Sanders, and the 6.
And I like the guy who said it, and I've had him on the show before, so I'm not going to name drop who said it because I don't want to bury the guy, but he came it
was bad.
And
that's way too much.
Well, the same guy proposed yesterday, and he's not joking when he says this. He literally means these things. He proposed yesterday a straight up swap of Wentz for Goff.
So when it comes to Deshaun Watson, I don't even know how to address that.
Yeah, we can just move on.
I don't even know what to say. I don't even know what to say about that. That's such a no. That I don't even know how to begin telling you all the reasons why Jared Goff ain't it. I mean, I think I spent a little bit talking about yesterday how much I despise Jared Goff. Like, he's just a goof. He's a goof. I don't want he doesn't look like a football player. He doesn't. He doesn't like Jared. Like I said, he throws the ball all over the place. You don't know where he I don't want that here. I don't want that. No way. Absolutely not. But when it comes to Deshaun Watson, I talked to Houston, and listen, I'm not giving up the farm like a Wentz, Sanders 6, or maybe a Wentz and a 6, but I'm gonna feel them out because they're a dumb organization. They're stupid. They make dumb decisions.
Yeah, they got the new GM from New England,
right? So you might be able to talk them into something, and if you can accidentally get Deshaun Watson, is that the worst thing in the world? I think that's a pretty good situation.
Deshaun, He's like I said, he's elite talent and a current above average quarterback.
Yes.
But he's not good enough to mortgage the future for and bank on him to carry you.
Because now if you can somehow get Carson and a 2, or Carson 2, or maybe Carson 2 and a 4.
Imagine Deshaun comes here and you don't have the 6th pick and you don't have Miles Sanders.
Right.
Then what's he?
What's he? Here? Is a Houston 2.0.
Yeah, he's in no better position than Wentz is right now.
Right. So you can hold on that 6 and hopefully get a receiver to marry the two together.
Yeah. And
then hopefully you have the young guys here with this elite receiver, and this could be a situation.
I did hear a potential target on the free agent market. I know we can't afford him unless we cut a bunch of guys, but I heard that we're targeting someone. I like it. I'm a big fan if it's true. Tight end Hunter Henry from the Chargers.
Oh, I'm 1,000% in. Well, it came yesterday. It's pretty much official. Zach Ertz is done here.
Yeah.
And honestly,
but could you imagine a
Henry Goddard
combo?
Yo, if we can get Hunter, yeah, I would be very
Henry.
And that honestly, listen, love Zach Ertz, but Zach Ertz looks punch drunk right now.
And
he looked punch drunk last year.
Let's just call it what it is. He pouted through the season.
Absolutely.
He pouted through the season.
I agree.
He whined. He complained.
I agree. And he looked like a punch drunk fighter. Like, I don't know if that's because he was emotionally just not invested.
I do. Well, I think it's I'd say it's versus his physical declinement. I'd say it's more
emotionally.
Yeah.
Well, I take Hunter Henry in a heartbeat. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
I'm in. With Goddard,
yeah.
that's the move. If that
so you
can
have Goddard, Henry, Sanders, and then get a nice number 2 back, and then on offense, you just got to, as far as skill position goes, you just fill out the receiver.
Let me ask you this:
you just draft receivers and hope one of them hits.
What do you do? I know a lot of people right now are going to be like, "What do you mean? What do you do with them? What do you do with Deshaun Jackson?" Hold on, hear me out. Hear me out for a second. I understand that Deshaun Jackson has been hurt way more than he's actually played in the past 2 years. That's obvious. He had a really rough first year 2 years ago where he was out after game. He didn't play game 2, but the rest of the season. And in hindsight, everyone knows he got the surgery earlier and maybe he's available. And then this past year, a lot of injuries also.
Yep.
However, he's still a burner. If you could somehow get him on like a minimum, like a veteran's minimum, why not? I say why not? Because you roll the dice, because he's a guy, like, they've held on to guys that were done. Like Jason Peters has been done for like 2-3 years at least, right? And Alshon Jeffrey's also been done for about 2 years. I don't think Deshaun Jackson is done as far as his speed. It's still there. He's still he still has that elite speed. It's still there. So you get a veteran's minimum, take a shot. Take a shot.
No. And I'll tell you why.
Okay.
He will, well, actually with a different regime, I'm intrigued by that because it's a different coaching regime. If it was still Doug Peterson, I would say no. And the reason is because Doug Peterson would look at the name and still play him too many snaps. Deshaun Jackson is a veteran minimums situational receiver.
I will say this, and I feel like Doug tried to do that. Doug kind of put him on a little bit of a pitch count, and it might have been too many pitches still. But Doug had him on a pitch count when he played.
Well, it wasn't enough pitches then.
Yeah.
It was too many pitches.
It was too many pitches. Yeah. And that's how I feel the same way. But, like, having a guy like that here where you could put on the field for 15 plays and then out of those 15 plays, direct target 7-8, getting the ball into Deshaun Jackson's hands 7 to 8 times still now is very beneficial for your offense.
See, but that's the thing. I'm not throwing him the ball 7 or 8 times. He's a guy who's getting 3 to 5. No, let's say 5. 3's a little too low. I'd give him 5 targets a game.
Okay.
He gets 5 targets. He plays 12 to 15 snaps, and he's getting 5 targets. If he can catch 3 of them, great.
Yeah.
But I'm also only throwing him the ball down the field. I'm not giving him these 6-yard outs. No. He's in situationally that when he's in, Number 10 is on the field.
I occasionally throw, just to keep the defense honest, I occasionally throw him an out route. Like one of those 10-yard bursts to the sideline.
I just don't need him running across the middle.
No, absolutely not. Because he's one of those guys that doesn't read defense as well either. He can't tell the difference between a zone and a man.
No.
He never goes over the middle. Absolutely not. He's an out route or a fly pattern. And that's it.
He's not back on punts. He's not back on kicks.
Special occasion punts.
Yeah,
big moment punts. I give him, like, if it's like fourth quarter, you know, we need a big play. I'm sending him back.
Yeah,
there.
but he's not my every
I totally agree.
Every punt return.
1,000%. I totally agree. But I feel like he still has a place.
If you were to bring him in he needs to make a low amount of money.
Incentive-based contract. Give him incentive-based contract where he can make more money. Like if he plays 10 games, he gets a bonus. You know, if he sees a certain amount of yards, certain amount of touchdowns, give him a bonus. But I think there's value in him. If you were going to bring back Darren Sproles, who was done since 2016 he was done? That was his last productive year. You brought him back like 3 years after that. Bring back Deshaun. Deshaun still has value if he's used the right way.
Yeah,
he's been quiet in the locker room. Like he's been actually good. He's been a good boy besides the incident with the we all know the incident. Besides that incident, he's been good. He's been good in the locker room. He's been quiet. You haven't really heard much out of him. Like,
here's the thing though about
keep
Deshaun.
Him here.
Deshaun is not a bad guy.
No, he just does silly things sometimes.
He just does it like he literally doesn't think. Like,
yeah.
You ever see the show Ballers on HBO?
Yeah.
He's I forget what his
the
wide receiver.
The wide receiver. Yeah. Jarrett.
Yeah.
Jarrett. Yeah.
You know who that is? Who plays him actually? The actor.
No.
Look, think about what the actor looks like. His dad is extremely famous.
I got nothing.
It's Denzel's son.
Washington? No way. Ricky Jarrett's Denzel Washington's son? How did I not know that?
I didn't know it until I looked it up.
Is his last name Washington? Or does he have a different last name?
John David Washington.
I had no. That's insane. He actually just he's in a movie coming up too, I think it's a movie coming up. Denzel actually has one coming out too, that I'm excited about. It's out. It's going to be on
Ricky Jarrett. Here it is.
Ricky Jarrett. Yeah, it's going to be on HBO Max. The movie Denzel's in.
Yeah, no, but that's he's played by.
That's insane. I had no, but Deshaun, he's
he's
a good dude, but he's
impulsive. In that show,
Ricky,
never has bad intentions.
No,
but he always screws up.
Always does silly things. Yeah, I agree.
And that's Deshaun Jackson.
Yeah, but like I said, Deshaun has value still. You just got to bring him back the right way and use him the right way. And it's an advantage having a guy like that. Like, because if you were going to, if you were going to have Torrey Smith stretch the field, who was on, who had very little left, your Super Bowl year, if you're going to use guys like that, why not keep a guy, like I said, who still has something in the tank? He still has it.
Like I said, pitch count, very low.
Yeah.
Salary cap hit.
Incentive-based contract.
Very low. At that point in time, I'd buy in. But if he's trying to get, starter or regular rep money and that on the field, then I'm out.
Right. So we're going to take a break. When we come back, I want to get into the 76ers because Daryl Morey had an interview with Stephen A. and said something very interesting that we didn't get to before the Lakers game on Wednesday.
Sounds good.
And
also, we'll dive into we got another follow-up on this Reddit stuff.
Oh, boy. And a Nelson Aguilar story that came out today.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Brad Emery in the morning. Marcus Brown, Justin Emery. We'll be right back. I'll do. Welcome on back. Brad Emery morning. Marques, Brad, Justin Emery.
You.
So Wednesday night, Sixers played the Lakers. Huge win. Before the game, Daryl Morey was interviewed by Stephen A. Smith on Stephen A.'s Sports Center show.
Stephen A.'s World.
Stephen A.'s World, yeah. Stephen A. asked him a question that usually most people kind of like, in those situations, kind of like dance around a little bit. But Daryl went right through it. Stephen A. basically asked Daryl Morey, is this championship or bust? Daryl Morey responded with a yes. He feels like with everything they've assembled, with everything that they've got going on, this is championship or bust time. He said he said Embiid is in his prime, which I agree. He also said Simmons is prime. I don't agree with that. But like the things they've been surrounded with, that they think they have the pieces, and who knows about that? But I thought it was interesting that he categorized this as championship or bust. So okay, Daryl, I'm going to take your word on that. And for me, when it comes to the Sixers team, I'm watching this weekend. I'm watching you because you got your big win on Wednesday night. I don't need you to come out with your chest out right now because
they play tonight.
They play tonight. They're playing the Wolves tonight.
Is Embiid out?
He has not been ruled out yet. He was on the report.
I saw him on the report yesterday,
which is to be expected after that fall he took Wednesday. He's on the report, but he hasn't been ruled out.
Okay.
But I don't care. I don't care if he plays or not.
No, the Timberwolves are terrible.
You got to win this game tonight.
Yo, listen. You, me, and like a couple guys in the parking lot.
I agree.
We can go lace them up, and we can beat the Timberwolves.
I agree. So the next 5 for the Sixers, you got Timberwolves, Pacers, Hornets, Nets, Kings.
Wait, all right, Pacers.
Pacers pretty good. Then you got the Hornets, not great. Then you got the Nets.
That's a problem.
Saturday prime time. Next Saturday prime time, you got the Nets at home though.
Oh, day before the Super Bowl.
Yeah, and then the Sixers go on the road, West Coast trip, go out to Sacramento.
When does the now I know they only put like half the schedule out at first. Mm-hmm. When is that supposed to end?
March, I believe.
It ends March.
Because I believe they're going to try to do that midseason tournament this year.
I hope not.
Which I don't need that. That's the one thing about I didn't. I'm not on board with the midseason tournament. We don't need that.
I'll tell you something funny about.
I like the play-in tournament at the end of the year.
Yeah,
I don't like the midseason tournament.
I'll tell you something. The midseason tournament. I honestly thought that was an Onion article.
I don't blame you.
I didn't know that was going to be a real thing.
Yeah.
Like, why are they going to have a mid-season tournament and then go back to the regular season just to have the playoff tournament at the end?
Yeah, it's weird. I don't understand what it's. I think they had some kind of stipulation you get something out of it, but I think it's money incentive.
Why?
I don't understand.
Like, why would you? So instead of playing a tournament in the middle of the season,
don't
cut it to 72. Play 82 games and scrap the tournament.
Right. I like the playing games at the end. I think that would be nice for like the. I think it's the 8 to 10 or 6 to 10 seed. 6 to 10 has a play-in to get in at the end of the playoffs. I like that. That was a good idea, but I don't like the play-in at all. But yeah, you got it. Tonight is a game. I need you to win the game. You got to win the game because again, as we talked about on Wednesday, I didn't believe that it was possible for them to get a number 1 seed going into this year.
Yeah,
but now it's a real possibility. So. The Nets, while they've assembled talent, they're still trying to figure it out. The Pacers, I don't even know. I think they're a 3 seed by default. The Heat, they've been a mess with COVID and everything.
Pacers.
Yeah.
A 3 seed?
They're a 3 seed right now. Yeah. It's but like it's one of those things where they're
the Nets,
by default.
The Bucks and the Sixers are all above them. So they're at best. And I probably put the Celtics above them. The Pacers at best are a 5 seed. And
I'm going to pull up the standings
I don't even
right
know,
now.
like to be honest with you, I'd probably put the Heat above them. So they're and on a good day I'd probably put Toronto above them still.
So right now, the Raptors aren't even a playoff team right now. So right now you have the Sixers the 1, Bucks 2, Pacers 3, Nets 4, Celtics 5, the Cavs are 6, Hawks are 7, Knicks are 8. Magic outside looking at 9, Bulls at 10, Raptors at 11, Hornets 12. And, the Heat right now
they're
13. They're 13 or 6 and 12.
Good.
But you hadn't had Jimmy Butler since Christmas basically. Tyler Hero's been out for about 2 weeks now. Your team's been basically depleted. So the Heat are a playoff team. correct? They're going to be in the playoffs.
I agree.
So they're going to leapfrog a lot. The Heat will at least be in the play-in tournament. Now, here's what's dangerous with the Heat is they're right now at 6-12. So unless they get super hot, they're probably going to end up as a 6, 7, 8 seed. That is not a team you want to see in the first round of the playoffs. That is not what you want to do. And that's probably going to be their reality. And the Raptors are another team, too. The Raptors right now are 7-11. They're probably going to be that 6, 7, 8 seed. That's another team you don't want to see in the first round of the playoffs.
No.
So, of course, isn't it so on brand for the Sixers to get the number 1 seed and have to play the Heat in the first round of the playoffs? Isn't that so on brand to see that probably happening?
And take the L?
Yeah. Isn't that so on brand?
That would infuriate me.
But you're probably going to end up seeing the Heat or the Raptors in the first round of playoffs.
Yeah.
That's how it's looking right now. But the Pacers are going to be out of. They're 11-7 right now. I don't know. They're not a 3 seed. The Nets are going to leapfrog them. The Nets will probably end up a 2-3 in that range. The Celtics, same thing. The Celtics are 10-7. They've survived COVID because they missed Jason Tatum for a little bit. They survived, and they're 10-7. So they're going to be in those top seeds. The Cavs, they'll be out of there probably. They're 9-9. They're overachievers. The Hawks are a playoff team. The Knicks are 8-11. They've played really well. I don't know if they're a playoff team. They're probably in the tournament, but they're going to end up playing with the Raptors or the Heat, and they're going to get taken out of there. But listen, if I'm the Sixers, you got to stack these wins up.
Got to stack these.
So
dubs.
you got Timberwolves tonight, Pacers on Sunday, and then next week you got the Hornets, Nets, and Kings.
Right.
This weekend I'm expecting 2-0.
I agree.
I think
they need to go 4 out of 5 of those games.
Let's go 15-6 into next week.
Let's do it.
And if you're championship or bust,
I hear you. We got a national talking head dumb Deshaun Watson trade. If you want to hear it,
I'm in for it.
Dan Orlovsky said,
not Dan. Come on,
yeah.
Dan. I like Dan.
Daniel Jones, Saquon, and a couple of firsts for him.
What? No. Dude, why? Here's what I'm confused about.
How?
Why are you? Listen. Here's the deal. I'm all about the psychology of a trade, right? If I know a guy comes out and says, I want to be traded, that automatically decreases his value because I know as an organization, you have to get rid of him. So right away, the first thing I do is I lowball you just to see what you say. So why am I giving you Daniel Jones and Saquon Barkley? Why am I doing that? I'm not going to do that. For what? I want to see what, and plus also too, like I said, Houston is not a smart organization.
Hold on.
Got something else?
If I was Dave Gettleman of the New York Giants, I would take Daniel Jones, I would take Saquon Barkley, and I would take 3 first-round picks and call Houston and not allow them to get off the phone with me. Greeny, as a general manager in this moment, if you ever were going to take a swing, this is the swing to take. As a general manager, the last thing you want to do is look back and with regret that we didn't try hard enough, that we didn't throw in 1 extra first rounder. That's the type of player in person that you're going to get with Deshaun Watson. So what I'm watching is who, as a general manager, is going to get creative. How creative are they going to get to go get one of the best players in the NFL? This is the time where you can make your career as a general manager.
Down Herschel Walker.
I don't get it.
People are
jumping out the window.
Him.
They're jumping out the window over Deshaun Watson.
He's good. He's very good.
Yeah. But he's done nothing in this league.
Like if
as far as like winning is concerned.
Like is there a single player in the league that's literally worth 3 first-round picks and your best player?
Mahomes.
So I'll give you that.
That's it.
I'll give you that.
That's all. That's it. That's the list. Patrick, if you tell me you're giving me Patrick Mahomes, I will trade you first-round picks for like 5 years.
I think for
Pat Mahomes.
So yeah, I would trade Daniel Jones, Saquon Barkley, and 3 first rounds
for Pat Mahomes. That's it. That's the only player that gets a list like that. And honestly, like I said, Deshaun Watson has come out and said, I want to be traded.
Yeah,
so therefore, we know you have to trade him.
Yeah, his value is less.
His value lessens automatically when he says that because now I know you need to move him. I know you're idiots anyway.
Yeah.
So I'm going to try to take advantage of you.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
Like if I'm the Eagles, like I said, I call them up like, listen, you got a problem over there, we got a problem over here. Let's solve each other's problems. Let's figure this out.
We're gonna have some good follow up on Monday.
Absolutely, I'm sure this is going to move fast. But
yeah, on the other side, we are going to do some bucket list stuff.
Yeah,
and we're going to the moon. We're going to the moon.
All right, let's go.
Yeah, we're going to the moon.
Bradman in the morning. Marcus Brown, Justin Emery, right back. Welcome back, Bradman in the morning. Marcus Brown, Justin Emery.
Yo.
Yeah. So wrapping up the six real quick. I need two dubs this weekend.
Dubs.
I need 2 dubs, and tonight I need you to win by 25. I need you to go in there, like I said with bad teams. Get in there.
You gotta
take the heart right away.
You gotta win.
Tell them it's gonna be a night off.
games.
Look at them. Like, listen, guys, this is a night off for you.
You gotta beat the teams that you're supposed to beat.
Right.
And that's just what it comes down to.
So let's get in this bucket list conversation.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So, what are a couple things that you want to do? You know, like just like what are like one or two? Like for example, I had said one of my bucket list things. I want to host an award show sometime.
Mm-hmm.
That's one thing. Another thing, and I wanted to do this for years. This isn't just a recent push. I've said this before. I want to ring the opening bell at the stock market sometime. I want to be like up there, being like, yeah, like ringing like the string for it.
Yeah,
like that, like to do that. I don't want to have a company that would go public.
Yeah,
but I'd like to be up there one time ringing the bell.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. I want to do stand-up comedy.
Okay.
I would like to get up there. Like I've written stuff down. I've written like a whole bunch of stuff down, and but it's the idea of just being up there and doing it. I would like to do that like one time in my life.
Right.
Just go do a stand-up show.
Right. I mean, that like a lot of people like a lot of people, like, one of their bucket list things do like to drive across the country. I've done that before. So, like, check.
Yeah.
Check.
I've done Texas to Maryland.
Yeah.
I haven't done the full country yet.
Now, we wanted to I really wanted to bring this up back on Tuesday, I believe it was.
Mm-hmm.
Because something along the lines of Kobe is what inspired it. But, we just didn't have enough time that day.
Right.
So, one of my bucket list things that I never got to achieve was to see Kobe live play. 2 different times I had tickets to go. He was hurt and didn't play.
No.
So the year that he tore his Achilles, my brother had bought tickets for us.
Mm-hmm.
Nice, like, close seats.
Like, nice.
Like,
yeah.
way.
That's when Kobe, like, that was, like, on a mission Kobe.
Yeah.
Like,
so,
when he said, when that Dwight Howard team,
yeah.
he was like, we're making the playoffs.
Yeah.
And he was playing, like, 47 minutes.
So it was, like, he got the tickets right in the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
Boom. And the game was in January. Kobe got hurt.
Yep.
Didn't even travel with the team.
Ugh.
I'm there in Wells Fargo Center watching the Sixers rocking my Kobe jersey.
Yeah, Kobe's
He's not even there.
He's not even there to say it.
So then the following year,
Yeah.
He's in that. Now it's like season 18,
Yeah.
season 19.
Yeah, you got to make it happen.
I got to go.
Yeah.
Comes back. One of, like, the 5 load management games in Kobe's career.
No, not a load management.
So I'm there twice.
Yeah.
Me and my brother there twice.
The problem is, you know why that happened? Because that was the Sixers' lean years.
Yeah.
That's when things were
That
really
was
bad.
That was early.
That was beginning of Bob Covington, T.J. McConnell era. Like, what was it? What was his name? Isaiah Cannon.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Ish Smith.
Tony Roten.
Ish Smith.
That was that was hardcore process years.
Who was the guy, the local guy? He wore number 50. Played center, undersized center from Temple. Can't remember his name.
Oh yeah. It's gonna drive me crazy.
Can't think of his name. Undersized local guy from Bucks County.
I know exactly who you're talking about. That's gonna drive me nuts.
He even wore number 50.
Yes, I know.
He wore number
I can
50.
see his face in my head. Yeah, so that was.
But yeah, he was on the team.
The super lean years of Sixers basketball. That's why Kobe's. I'm not playing this game.
Yeah, but yeah, back-to-back seasons, I had tickets. Yeah. Lakers at Sixers, both times he didn't play.
I remember Popovich came here from those years and literally rested the entire starting 5.
Yeah, he didn't. It didn't.
He's like, I'm not playing. I'm not playing against foolishness.
Well, that was back when the infamous GIF of the "Let's Go" with Drake was back during those times. The infamous of Drake at the Raptors Sixers game where he gets up and he's yelling "Let's go."
Yeah.
It's a GIF that you can type it in Twitter.
Yeah.
That's from the lean years as well.
Yeah.
I mean, he's up screaming about how Toronto beat the Sixers 110-64.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And of course that's gonna happen, but. Yeah, that's probably my major bucket list.
What are some sports bucket list things that you like?
You're not gonna believe this. I never saw Jordan live. Which is, that hurts. That I never had the opportunity to see him live. I never saw Michael Jackson live, which is another thing that hurts. But like. I've like sports wise, I don't know. I've been pretty. I remember, I was really into the Seattle SuperSonics.
Okay.
That was like my team. The Sean Kemp, Detlef Schrempf, Gary Payton team. I'd see them at the old Spectrum.
Like here's another one. You obviously you've been to Citizens Bank Park before. Mm-hmm. In Ashburn Alley, the wall that has Ryan Howard's thing. I think it was 478 feet. I think.
Yeah.
I was at that game.
Really.
That was a 1:00 afternoon game, and for whatever how you had those like early dismissals, in high school or whatever. So we got out at like 10:40 or whatever, and a bunch of us hopped on the Broad Street line.
There you go.
Shot down there.
There you go.
We were in the stadium when it happened. Longest home run in Citizens Bank Park.
There you go.
And it was one of those ones. It like took off, and you're like, yeah, that's a home run. It's just how far is it going to go?
Right. Smack
in the air, over the dugout.
Yeah.
Or I'm sorry, over the bullpens.
Yeah, it's absurd. Center field.
Field.
You know how strong you have to be to do that?
Country strong.
That's stupid strong.
Yeah.
To hit a ball that hard to center field. Yeah. So for me, like the one that as soon as you start talking about bucket list, the one step to me, I gotta do stand up. I just got to do it once and make it happen.
Well,
that's it.
Let me know when you're going to do it.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously you're not going to do it right now.
No.
But when you do, let me know because I will be the heckler.
No, I'm definitely not letting you go just for that reason. That's what I'm afraid of. That's the fear of just like because I think I'm pretty funny, but am I stand up funny? Because that's a different degree of funny.
Different. Well, I feel like, all it is you're telling stories.
Right.
So I mean,
I do have great stories. But you know
what? You do? Tell them the story of you at Sliders.
Yeah. Speaking of stories, I was thinking this is actually funny. We got here. I was thinking the other day. I'm a guy. I'm gonna be the grandpa that at the kids gather around and they want to hear my stories. I already know it's gonna happen. But you know a story I don't have in my arsenal. I wish I did. I do not have a great getting fired or quitting story. I wish I had.
I do.
And the reason I bring this up is because I had a feeling that you probably had a great one of those stories.
I do.
Yeah. So I've seen you've seen the Popeyes, the guy who goes in and sings.
Oh yeah.
Sings and quits. That's amazing to me. I don't have any of those. I'm jealous of people that have quit or gotten fired in extraordinary ways. Can you tell your story?
Oh, yeah, I don't care.
I want to hear this.
All right. So
I knew this was going to happen.
So it was, when was this? Maybe like 2014-ish, something like that. 2014, 2015, something like that.
Yeah.
I was working at a sports bar, and judging obviously by the hour of this show, I like to wake up, do my work, and then get out as early as I can.
Yeah.
So I actually worked the opening shifts for the sports bar. I would open it in the mornings.
Okay.
Boom. I was in at 9:30, 10 o'clock in the morning.
Setting things up.
And then by 3 o'clock,
you're out.
See ya. When all the happy hour and all that comes in,
you're out.
Peace. I'm out.
Yeah.
Don't really dealing with that.
Yeah.
Because I looked at it like this: we got paid hourly. What's the difference between me working in the morning and working at night? Why work harder at night for the same amount of money?
True.
So I would always just do it in the morning.
Yeah.
So there was one particular morning. Now, I had mentally quit 2 weeks before this.
Everyone does. Everyone mentally checks out before they physically check out.
Yeah. So I had mentally quit 2 weeks before.
Because then you're playing the game in your head do I need this job?
Yeah.
How's it going to affect my income?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I didn't need it. Now, I can't necessarily say on air why I didn't, but I didn't need this job anymore. Okay. I had
you knew that.
Yeah, I had
other things lined up.
I had other things already that. In fact, my time there was actually costing me money.
Okay.
Okay. So I had to be out.
All right.
So one day I had to be in at 9:30, whatever time I had 10 o'clock, whatever I had to be in. Well, it was cold and dreary and rainy, and I had only slept for 2 or 3, 4 hours that night before. So I was like, you know what? Place doesn't actually open till 11. They don't need me for 11. I was like, everybody else is late all the time. I was like, I've never been late in the 2 years I've worked there. Never been late, not once. I deserve some leeway.
You're taking your day.
So, boss man calls me. See it. Boom, click, going back to sleep. Throw his phone aside. I get up when I get up. Calls me again at 11:01 when they're open. Flip it, see my phone. Like I said, when I get up. I get up, now I'm up, it's 12:30, 1 o'clock. I'm like, all right. I quit. So I'm like, all right. And so I look at my phone. He texts me. He's a bunch of times, blah, blah, all this stuff.
What's he saying? Is it friendly text or is he getting aggressive?
Well, he'd been texting me for 4 hours, so it was
progressively aggressive.
Yeah. Okay. And then it ended with I guess you just don't work here anymore, ? To which I never responded.
After one day?
So I was like, I'm out of it. I'm out.
Yeah.
So I never responded to the text. I go to log in to, there was this online portal of how you could do shift change, see who's working, do different shift changes and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
All of a sudden my login doesn't work anymore. So I'm like, well, I guess I don't work here.
They just phased you out.
Yeah, I was like, I guess I don't work here anymore. So I was like, well, the hell with this. Phone off, turned the computer off, flipped over, went back to bed. Woke up at because I was, how old was I? I was probably like 23, 24. So like, you're just sleeping whenever you want. It doesn't matter. You don't have a schedule.
Yeah.
So I like woke. I'm like, all right, let me see what. So I text him back. I'm like, oh, sorry, I was asleep. I just saw your text. No response. And I was like, yeah, I quit.
I had a it's like this one. I had a friend.
No, I guess technically I got fired.
Yeah, but it's kind of a combination of both.
But I was out.
He jumped out the window a little too early. Like the one, like you got. That's gonna be. Are
There
you
would be
okay?
there would be people that would for anybody that's ever worked in a bar before, you know that bar people, the people that work at a bar are some of the hardest partiers you will ever see.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because they get off work at 2 and then they start partying.
Yeah.
So there would be people that would come in still drunk from the night before, people that would come in super late, and I'd always be there staring at my like, no, you're late. Not once was I ever late, but this day it was cold. See, it was cold. It was rainy.
Yeah.
I don't do well in those environments.
No, I hear you. See, this is why I'm jealous. I had a friend in high school. He was that kid. Like he was that guy that was just savage way before savage was even a thing.
Okay.
He worked at Pizza Hut. So he was our Pizza Hut hookup also. Like we could go in there and we knew we'd get a pizza.
Yeah.
Or we were getting something like really, really cheap. We'd be like, all right, guys, I gotta charge you a day. Here's 5 pizzas for $5. Those type of hookups.
Some had to show up in the register.
So he decided that he was done working at Pizza Hut. Like he was going to college. He's like, I don't need this job anymore. He's like, I'm gonna do something legendary. Coming to Pizza Hut like 3:00. So we're all like, okay. So he goes. So this is like the Pizza Hut buffet days, right?
Oh.
So he goes in Pizza Hut, right? Walks behind the counter, and the boss is there. The manager is there at this point. He starts making all of these pizzas. So it looks like he's working. So the manager doesn't say anything because it looks like he's making pizza for people. By this point, it had been gathering. It was probably like 10 of us in there. He makes all these pizzas and brings them out to us. So it still looks like everything.
Yeah, he's working.
It looks like he's working. Goes back behind there, makes 2 additional pizzas. Takes the pizzas, walks over, sits at the table, and starts just eating pizza. Like literally just sitting. He gets himself a soda and just starts eating pizza. His manager was so confused, and he's just sitting there like,
what are you doing?
He goes, well, what are you doing? And he's just casually eating his pizza. He's like, today's my last day. And just goes back to eating his pizza. And the manager was just like,
okay.
All right. I mean, I'm going to have to charge you for all of this. And he was just like, I don't care. Take out my last paycheck. But I was like, that's amazing. I want to do that.
Yeah.
That's what I need in my life. But
I had a friend of mine. He worked at Bertucci's.
Yeah.
In high school.
Mm-hmm.
He actually has 2 legendary quitting stories. He has one in college too. In high school, he worked at Bertucci's. His shift lasted about 3 hours. He went to take out the trash and never came back.
I'll be right back. I'm out.
Yeah, they were like, yo, take the trash out. He's like, all right, cool. He took the trash out. And
he's got his car and left.
Never came back.
That's awesome.
So that's number one. Secondly, kind of similar story. So there was a diner at Penn State. I don't know if it's still open, but it was just called State College Diner.
Yeah.
Right on the main strip of town.
Yeah.
And for a while it used to be 24 hours. I don't know if it still is or if it's still, but my buddy used to be the overnight server. So first off, the management here must have just not really figured it out. Because on the overnight shift, there was 1 server and 1 cook. There was only 2 employees in the whole diner for a drunk college town.
Yeah.
So, and the thing is, I knew the cook too. I didn't my good friend was the server, but I also knew who the cook was.
Yeah.
Well, one night I stumbled in there, after leaving a party. So I was walked in. They used to keep all these sticky buns in pre-box that they would sell stacked up by the door.
Love a good sticky bun.
I rolled in there, and I was like, "Yo, I'm taking some of these."
Yeah.
He's like, "What do you mean you're taking some of these?" I'm like, "I'm taking some of these." And I kid you not, probably 20 boxes.
Good for you.
It's not like I took 2 or 3.
You took 20
I
boxes.
loaded up.
You loaded up.
I'm dropping them.
You
as
like
I'm
that
walking down
beer
the street.
gift where the guys come with the 45 beers?
So he doesn't even stop me. He's like, "Oh, okay." That's that.
That's
So boom. So that's that. So that was one. Then one time, so I got to build the story because it happened. Like, it's a culmination. So that was the first time.
Yeah.
So then one time I go in there, and he was like, "Hey, I really want to drink some shift beers." He's like, "If I prop the back door open, can you come in the back and leave a case of beer downstairs?" He's like, "So I can drink some shift beers." I was like, "All right, yeah,
I got you.
no problem."
Yeah.
So I do it. I prop it in. Well, down there is where they're baking said sticky buns. Man, I took trays of them. So
you guys had a little operation going.
So, but the thing, so he comes into my apartment. He's like, "Where are these from?" I'm like, "I don't know." He's like, "You took these from my job." I'm like, "No, I didn't." So he takes a whole tray out of my apartment and takes it to his own place. I was like, I can't be mad at that.
So it's off the top.
So I go in there, and there's times that, like, let me order. We'd order all this food, and then like we'd give him like a $20 tip, and we just leave without paying the bill, and he'd be like, "Well, fucking," he'd like work the numbers.
Yeah.
All the time, free stuff. All the time.
Everyone had these jobs back when they were in college and like when they were younger, where it's like you just did not give, you didn't care at all.
So
it's like we're just gonna do whatever.
So we walk in. So here's the night. We walk in. I'm rolling in there. Usually it would be me or like one of our other close friends because we knew him good enough to give him the hard time.
Yeah.
When we rolled in there deep the one night, I was like, he's working. We're going.
Yeah, we're in.
We took up like the whole like sitting like
whole section.
Rowdy.
Yeah.
Manager is there that night because it happens to be like a Friday night where there's a little busier, so there's more staff. Manager's there. So starts giving us a hard time. He's like, calm down. Eventually the manager starts kicking us out. He's like, "Listen," he's like, "all the other customers here suck and never tip me. At least these guys come in and entertain me.
Right.
So you're kicking them out? I quit." Literally takes the shirt off, throws it on the counter, and walks out with us. Never turned back again.
Never turned back again?
The next day, the cook who was our friend,
out too. I like it.
Out too.
Occupied diner.
Now, so this isn't a quitting story, but I have a funny story about my friend getting kicked out of the bar, and then I got kicked out of the bar. So he, one of my good friend, he can put him down. Yeah. Okay? He can put him back.
Yeah.
Okay. So and he's legendary for like the things that he does when he gets that. He'd be out there with you at Sliders. Okay.
I need to dance.
Yeah, he'd be out there with you.
Yeah.
He'd be out there breaking it. Two of you guys could get it together. But we're at a place. And you know how, like, when they bring the food out for someone at the bar, they'll put it at the end of the bar and, like, tell the bartender, leave it there or whatever.
Yeah.
So we're standing there waiting at the service waiting to get a drink.
Yeah.
And he's way more than I am.
Way more inebriated.
Yeah, way more. So we're there, and the food, blah, 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 for the food. The bartender's like, "Yeah, leave it there."
No, he's not going to do this.
He picks up one of the shrimp off the plate and eats it. Just boom, throws it.
Did anyone see him?
So the first one, no. I didn't even think, and I'm just like.
You're just not registered.
Yeah,
it's like whatever.
Picks up a second one, eats it. The bartender sees the second one. Now, it's a pretty slow night, okay? So, and we're in there with like 4, 5, 6, 7 people. And the bartender goes, "Did you order that?" He looks at him and he's like, "No." He's like, "Well, why are you eating it then?" He's like, "Free shrimp." Bartender goes, "All right, you got to go." Kicks him out. I'm like, "Yo, if you kick him out, you got to kick me out too." Bartender's like, "All right, get out." I'm like, "Whoa."
I was joking.
Hold on
a second.
Hold on a minute. So on my way out of the bar, I give like the signal to like the rest of it. I'm like, "Yo, like we're getting kicked out."
Yeah.
So then everybody's like, "Well, now we're all leaving too." But I was like, "Yo," in my head I'm like, "Well, if we all threaten to leave, he won't kick us all out." No.
Yeah. He did.
He did.
Definitely. I've had that fantasy before of like, what would happen if I like sat down next to somebody at like a table or restaurant and just like started eating their food? Like, how they react in a pre-COVID world, obviously,
right?
Not in a post-COVID world. You can't do that now. But I always thought, like, what would people do if you just like sat down next to them and started eating?
That would be really weird. Well, I mean, you'd have people at me that would be like, I would just be like, okay.
All right. We're gonna take a quick break.
Yes.
It is our last break of the day, and then I have a Tristan Thompson story. Yeah, I said Tristan Thompson story. I think is absurd. I'm gonna get into.
Does it involve? Now, well, just tell me later.
I'll tell you.
I didn't know if it was going to involve the family.
It does not involve the family.
You know, the family.
Yeah, it does not involve the family.
Okay.
It's him being thinking way too highly of himself. Brad, in the morning. Marques, Brad, Justin, Emery. Be right back. Hi, I'm Marques Brad. I'm here to talk to you today about Uncle Mike's homemade ice cream. USA Today selected Uncle Mike's as the best ice cream parlor in Pennsylvania. Uncle Mike's is a family-owned and dedicated to the production of premium quality gourmet ice cream and sorbet. Made fresh daily on the premises using the highest quality ingredients available, Uncle Mike features over 30 unique delicious flavors offered in scoops, sundaes, shakes, and special order ice cream cakes and pies. Uncle Mike's homemade ice cream is located at 537 York Road in Warminster. It's open all year round, serving you happiness one scoop at a time. Hi, I'd like to talk to you guys today about my friends at Amy's Pizza. Amy's has a plethora of pizza for your munching pleasure, specialty pizzas such as Hawaiian, margarita, taco, and plenty more. If it's sandwiches you're into, they've got those too. Cheesesteaks, burgers, hoagies, even gyros. Amy's offers pickup and takeout options, but they are also available on Grubhub. Amy's is located at 332 York Road in the heart of Hatboro. Call them at 215-957-1000. Again, that's 215-957-1000. Yeah, man, welcome back. Brad, in the morning. Marques, Brad, Justin Emery.
Yep.
So, Tristan Thompson said something, and I was just like, bro, what? So, Tristan Thompson he's playing for the Celtics now.
Yeah, he's in Boston.
He's in Boston now. And this is his first year there, and he earned his bones in Cleveland.
Mm-hmm.
He was definitely a contributor on that championship team and in those LeBron years. I'm not going to take that away from him. No question he's a contributor. But here's where it gets silly. Tristan Thompson hopes the Cleveland Cavaliers are going to retire his jersey.
What?
He said, he's quoted here by saying this: "People in Cleveland are genuine, hardworking, tough, gritty MFers. That's how I was when I played. I hope people remember me as that. Hopefully, one day my jersey is up in that arena." Bro, what? Tristan, listen, man. You seem like a nice guy, but I'm going to need you to read the room a little bit. There is no way in hell your jersey is hanging up anywhere in any rafters except maybe your high school. Your career was not anywhere near to the point where they're hanging up your jersey. You were like, that would be like Matt Geiger for the 2001 Sixers being like, yo, I was on that team. I did some stuff. Like Theo Ratliff coming back asked for a jersey hanging up in the rafters. Like, could you imagine? Like, bro, you're Tristan Thompson. I'm not going to devalue you and say you're a burn. That's a little disrespectful. You were a rotational piece in a championship organization, a championship year. You're a rotational piece. You were definitely helpful, no question. But who are you, Dennis Rodman?
No.
Like your jersey you're not even in consideration to have your jersey retired. But it's not even going to be a thought for that organization. Am I wrong in this? Am I reading this wrong?
No.
Like, was this shocking? Is this shocking to you that he's saying this?
Yeah, I mean, gritty. What do you still call him? A gritty, hardworking person.
Mm-hmm.
Says the person who's runs with the Kardashian family. And
he only and honestly, he only was like he had 1 or 2 years where, especially, I'm going to rephrase that. Not years, playoff runs. He had playoff runs where he was very productive. He helped him out in the Warriors series. He's a pretty good rebounder.
Is he even an All-Star? Has he ever made an All-Star game?
No, not even close. Not even close to an All-Star.
No.
Like, not even, that's not even, I don't even know he's on the ballot.
The winning a championship does not guarantee your jersey to be retired.
Right.
No.
Right. Like the Phillies in 2008, do you think Eric Bruntlett's like, yo, I hope I get a spot on the Wall of Fame?
No.
Like you can't get, like, you don't get you don't get immortalized if you're not immortal.
Yeah.
You know, you're not a legacy guy. Like when people think about that championship team, you're not the first person they think of, or the second, or the third.
Nope.
Like the first people I think of: LeBron, Kyrie, Kevin Love.
Yes, and yes.
And then after that, Richard Jefferson popped in my head. I don't think you're a guy that I'm thinking of as a core piece to that, and a guy who did enough to even warrant that. That's not you.
No. Yeah. Play the rap.
So the moral of the story
yeah.
of this is here's the moral story. Just be more self-aware, people. Don't overinflate. Don't overjudge yourself.
Like Tristan Thompson.
Tristan Thompson. That's how we're gonna end this Friday. That's how we're gonna end it. Follow me at Marques.
I don't even know what to say to that.
Follow me at Marques B. Tweeting everywhere.
At Justin Emery Show. Hit me up. I promise I'll try to respond.
At Brad Emery Pod everywhere.
Yes, sir.
And
we'll be back on Monday.
Yes, we will. With J. Cole.
With J. Cole. Oh.
Real quick, I actually have something I want to do with J. Cole. Not every week, but every once in a while. I'm going to run this by you.
Okay.
So what I like to do with them, I'm going to take a meal that I made during the week.
And you want him to critique
I
it?
want him to say what he would have done to make it better.
Ooh, I like that.
We're going to start. I'm going to give you a trailer.
Okay.
We're going to start with a little Mexican pasta I made last Monday for the kids.
Mexican what?
Mexican pasta.
Oh.
We'll start there.
Okay.
All right?
I don't know what Mexican pasta is, so.
All right. Hey, listen, until Monday, have a great weekend. And
yes.
Be with us, be against us, but you're never going to stop us. Late.
See ya.